Welcome to the Socialette podcast, where we empower you with the marketing know-how you need to create the business of your dreams. I'm your host, Steph Taylor, and I'm a marketing nerd, Shiraz lover, and passport stamp collector. Join me as I dive into all things small business marketing and deliver them to you in bite-sized, fluff-free lessons every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Let's get learning. Hey, welcome back to Socialette. This is episode 165. Today's episode is brought to you by Australia's leading women in business retreat, Finding Balance in Business. It's an exclusive 4-day, 3-night retreat being held on the sunny Gold Coast here in Australia from October 24th through to October 27th, 2019. And the lady who's bringing the magic to this event is the fabulous business consultant Angela Henderson from Angela Henderson Consulting. You guys might remember that I interviewed Ange back at the start of March on this podcast, and she shared some absolute gold around the profit pillars for a thriving business. Well, this retreat focuses on female business owners having the chance to connect, refocus, learn, and grow. I'm one of the 8 women who will be speaking at the retreat, and I'm absolutely delighted to be sharing the stage with some of Australia's top female entrepreneurs. You'll have the opportunity to participate in daily mastermind sessions where you're free to discuss the specific challenges you have with your business and get solutions from your peers and the speakers. You'll also be surrounded by inspiring and like-minded women in business who might just become your new business besties. I've spoken so much about the importance of having business friends who get it, the ones who can relate to your struggles and celebrate your wins. This retreat is the perfect place to meet them. Places are limited to 50 people, so head to stephtaylor.co/retreat to save your spot. I hope to meet some of you there. Okay, on to the episode. So if I had $1 for every time a business owner told me that they know they should do email marketing, but that it's too hard or that it takes too much time, well, let's just say I'd have a few dollars. The thing is, email marketing is actually really simple when you strip it back to basics. And it's something you can start doing for free. And it typically has a much, much, much bigger ROI than social media marketing does. But because people don't perceive it to be as glamorous or as easy as Instagram marketing, email marketing doesn't get the attention it deserves. My business wouldn't be what it is today without email marketing, so it's safe to say I'm a pretty big fan. Here are 5 tips for simplifying your email marketing, because chances are you're also overcomplicating this one. Tip number 1, it's not about the number of subscribers. Whether you're emailing 20 people or 20,000 people, email marketing can still have such a big impact on your business. Next time you look at your email list and you feel anxious because you only have 100 subscribers, I want you to reframe your perspective. Imagine how much impact you could have if you were standing in a room talking to 100 people. So rather than obsessing over the number of subscribers on your list, focus on how you can deliver value and impact their lives. Your list will grow over time. Don't worry about that. Tip number 2, stop looking at your unsubscribe numbers. I used to do this pretty much every time I sent an email out to my list, and you know what? It never made me feel good. After doing this for a while, I stopped myself and I asked, why am I even checking this number? It's not a reflection of the quality of my emails. I know that I send out value-packed emails, so it's more likely that the person unsubscribing just has too much inbox clutter, or they're not reading the emails, or they're no longer interested in learning about marketing for whatever reason. People will always unsubscribe. It doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. Tip number 3, schedule in an email to your list each week and stick to it. If you can commit to regularly sending emails to your list, you're much, much more likely to stick to it. Whether it's once a week, once a fortnight, once a month, the key is that you consistently email your list. I email my list every Friday, and this is something that I have scheduled in my calendar. I sit down with a strong cup of coffee and I just write what I feel like writing on the day. Even on the weeks when I don't know what to say, it might take a little bit longer, but I usually end up with something half decent. It's all well and good having an email list, but if you don't email them regularly, then there's really no point, is there? They're going to forget who you are, and then when you do email them, they're going to think you're spamming them, and they're going to unsubscribe or report you as spam, which is even worse because that hurts your email deliverability going forward. So you don't want that. Tip number 4, set up your email automations. When someone joins your email list, when do they first hear from you? Do they get a confirmation email, or do they only hear from you the next time you send an email to your list, which might be in 2 weeks' time? I always suggest setting up a welcome sequence at the very, very least. So when someone joins your list, they'll receive a few emails from you. I always suggest setting up a welcome sequence at the very least so that when someone joins your list, they'll receive a few emails from you. Maybe you'll introduce your business and tell them a bit about the person behind it, or maybe you'll share your best content with them. Maybe you'll tell them about your products or services and why they're different. The idea is to keep the new subscriber engaged and to get them used to seeing your name in their inbox. And you want to make them start to look forward to getting your emails. Tip number 5, have an email list building system running in the background at all times. I know I said not to focus on subscriber numbers, but it's also important to intentionally grow your email list over time. Just don't get too caught up in the exact numbers, if that makes sense. So when I say list building system, people's eyes tend to glaze over a little bit, but it's not as complicated as you think it would be. How it might work is that you offer a free ebook for someone to download. In return, they give you their email address and they get added to your list. Then you send them a few automated welcome emails and there's your system. The idea is then that you promote that free piece of content, that free ebook, whatever it is, wherever you can. So Instagram, Facebook ads, Facebook groups, LinkedIn, wherever your audience hangs out and on whatever platforms you feel comfortable using. And your list will just start to grow in the background. It's slow at first, but even a few subscribers every week is better than none. And I take a bit more of a deep dive into how to actually set up this system inside my 3-day email marketing Kickstarter mini course, which you can grab from stephtaylor.co/email. That's it for this episode. This episode was brought to you by Australia's leading women in business retreat, Finding Balance in Business. Head to stephtaylor.co/retreat to save your spot. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss any new episodes released every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if you're enjoying this podcast so far, I'd really appreciate it if you could take just a few seconds to leave a quick rating and a review in iTunes or Apple Podcasts. Thanks so much for listening. Catch you next time.